And welcome to Around the Minors. Our guest tonight will be Kevin. So what gets you into hockey? What do you enjoy about hockey so much?
The players.
The players?
Yeah.
So you like the fights or you like the play better?
I like the fights too. The scrapping.
Scrapping? So,
That's the best part.
how long you been going to the McMorran Arena?
That's a Border Cats. Remember the Ice Hawks?
Yeah, Border Cats and Ice Hawks. Do you go to any of the Silver Stick games to watch?
No.
No?
You forgot, but we have the junior team called the Fighting Falcons.
Fighting Falcons. Yep. I've been here doing the hockey at the arena for Border Cats on up.
Same here.
So, yeah. And then I do a lot of the Silver Sticks. So, but what's your favorite hockey film?
Slapshot.
Slapshot. So,
What is your favorite color, dude?
what's your favorite color?
Actually, blue.
Blue. So you really enjoyed the Falcon colors, the blue and white. So,
They definitely have a good logo. So
oh
that's-
yes, they do.
Oh, yeah,
they have
they
a really good
I
logo.
am a
Definitely.
Michigan fan too.
Michigan fan?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a Spartan fan, so
Let's just go to the title game.
yeah. I enjoy all the Michigan teams though, but if it's a Spartans and Michigan game, I have to vote for Spartans.
Of course, we have to watch the Lions.
Uh,
But they could have won that other one. But
yeah, but we'll leave them alone for a while. You got any questions that you Rob, for Kevin? So Kevin is one of the #1 fans for our show, and definitely for hockey at the arena. He's a top fan at the arena. So,
Kyle and Caleb.
have you talked to
Oh,
Santa?
no,
Kelly says hi, Kevin.
nope, I haven't talked to him yet.
So, go off to tell us what got you into hockey to start with.
Mom. Mom went before me. I was a little kid. I had to have my grandpa watch me.
I mean, that's definitely a good reason to.
Years ago, they
so.
used to stand in the seats, remember?
Oh,
used to be able
yeah.
to stand on your chairs, and the people would fight in the lobby, and they have the Donnybrook, and everybody would fight in the lobby.
Oh yeah, we had, and like that's what we said. That's when the East Upper Rowdies were really rowdy. Yeah,
Michael Grimace says hi, Kevin.
Oh,
yep. And so does Kelly. So
aw.
So, since you were here since the Border Cats, they had the cheerleaders back then. What do you think about the cheerleaders now?
Now they're pretty good.
yeah.
I have to watch. I don't want to say nothing bad. They hot or something. They might. You don't want to embarrass, you don't want to embarrass them. Say, Kevin, what did you say? Nothing. It's just,
But that's definitely the way to play, though.
So who's your favorite player?
actually, Alex.
Okay. What's your favorite NHL team?
Red Wings.
Red Wings.
How do you think they're doing so far?
They actually are doing pretty good compared to what they've done in the past few seasons.
Yeah, I think they're
So-
third place right now. We got Laura from saying hello, guys, from Elmira, New York.
Oh,
Yep. She's another. She's one of the ones that wanted us to go to New York before Elmira folded.
Yeah.
right about that. There's supposed to be a different team in there or something.
Yep.
What happened to the other?
They're gonna they're gonna be a no more. They're done. It sounds
Oh,
like they.
I guess that means Mafus is just going to be a.
Mafusa is not playing right now. He can come back.
Oh.
But I do believe he has to report to Watertown
Wow.
Yep.
Yep.
before he can go anywhere else. He's got to
Oh.
report to Watertown. So hello, Laura. So
Yeah, that Mafus could be a dirty player, man, when he gets.
yeah, he's a good player though. He can be dirty.
That's it. That one when you won the finals, you took that puck and then you do it.
Yeah. So
But with the finals, what you have to think though, that's you have to give him credit because he's also a good player, though.
Yeah,
If he's not dirty.
yep.
And
Yeah, we were just talking about that, Laura. We've seen that there is a team going to be going in there. They were trying, and haven't heard nothing else on it, to try to get to start in January, but nothing that has been said on that.
I think they're.
I really think they should wait till next season. I know you guys miss hockey there, but it can cause a lot of rift in the system. Because how would you determine if they could, since we go by win percentage, if they won all their games once they come in, that would put them in a high bracket for win percentage when they didn't play the whole season. There's a lot of things that the league's got to look at before they would even probably determine if a team can start
get another
early.
team.
But we definitely are happy that there is a team going to be going there, and we look forward to seeing it.
She said, "I agree with you guys. They should wait until next season."
Yeah. So
That'll be team what, number 8? Because we already that'll be 9, right?
yeah,
If we get
8.
8.
8. 2 more.
But we're looking at Biloxi coming in too.
Yeah, so we're adding 2
9.
next year. That'd be up to 9. Yeah.
If they add one more, we can go back to 10 teams.
I know they're trying to keep it as an even team. That way we don't have bye weeks. And I understand that too, because that's kind of weird, having the bye weeks even this year, where a team don't play.
So you got,
But yeah, we definitely looking forward to seeing a new team.
does that mean it'll be Mississippi, Carolina, Georgia? Who will be the other 2 in the Southern?
So,
That'd be a weird situation on really how they do it.
but Kevin, what's your opinion on the new them trying to start a team in January? Do you think they should wait, or do you think they should let the team come in early?
So wait till the new year, maybe it'll be better than, next year might be better by,
Yeah, So it's
just to get the virus going around.
yeah. Well, that's not gonna change.
No.
Unfortunately, constantly the new strain of the virus.
You hear what happened in Kentucky?
Yeah,
Oh, man,
all
that's
the
terrible.
tornadoes.
Yeah,
So
We had it warm last Saturday, didn't we?
yeah, it was. They said that burst, was it called?
Kentucky,
that
that's not
weather we
very
had?
The weather burst or whatever. That caused all the tornadoes. Where even here they were expecting the temp to go from like 50 degrees because we were at 58 almost, and they were saying that they were expecting it to drop like 30 degrees within minutes.
Yeah.
I actually noticed that too, though, because I was working when all this was going on.
Yeah.
And I had my weather app up because my phones were
Right.
Because I work at a call center as well, so I had my weather app on my computer right there. I looked 1 minute at my house. It was 59. Literally, I had a call for 2 minutes with my team leader. The next minute it was 31.
Yeah.
But
So-
they did record the tallest tornado in humankind history too, 35,000 feet high.
Yeah. So some of the other questions we always ask our guests.
What's your take of the rest of how do you think we can do the rest of the year?
Yeah. How do you think our team? Do you think they're
Anybody got any resolution?
I don't know. I don't
I
yet.
don't want to say that.
I don't
I don't
I don't want to jinx it.
It's too early for
I
me.
don't want to jinx that.
Too early for me to think my New Year resolution.
No 12 hours for me.
Yeah. I'd like to see you tell your work that. My New Year's resolution is I don't work 12 hours.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe we'll win the cup. If we get going, maybe we'll start winning the cup.
Yeah,
here.
they can do it because
Just
if you
happens.
think about our first season, we
Whoops.
did start out slow, and we came back and
I got
won.
a person. Where you from, Billy?
That's
Billy
awesome.
LeClaire. Where are you from, bud?
So, but well, like we said, we already know which college he likes. Do you follow any of the AHL teams?
I mean, the Griffins,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not really then?
You
Just
ever heard about
mostly,
Fort Wayne?
yeah.
I used to try to check in the Fort Wayne comments.
Yeah, that was the thorn in our side in the days, wasn't it?
I remember playing against
Fort
them.
Wayne Commons. Our friend had a sign that said Fort Wayne Vomits
To
instead
that
of
sense.
comments.
Even
He didn't
tailgate
like
party,
that
they had a
song
car
either.
up there, was smashing it.
But
The tailgate
Kelly
party.
made a good point there.
Remember the,
what is
Can
that?
you talk about how basically no one is following the new rules of no celebration and win until the other team gets off the ice? I understand the old habits die hard, but either force it or remove it.
I believe myself it should be removed
Yep.
because of the fact that unfortunately you're never going to get the whole team off the ice
No.
in time for you to do your celebration because you got the few that stay on the ice to help move all the sticks
Yep.
and all their gear, their equipment, water bottles, sticks, pucks that they bring of their own. So I thought when they brought that rule in, it was a stupid rule in the first place.
I think so myself, honestly.
I think once the majority of their teams off the ice, yes, fine. But I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep the fights that have been happening
Calm down.
to calm down, wait till the team's off the ice, then do your celebration. But I don't see that they're ever going to get everybody off the ice before a team's going to celebrate.
Well, even the teams though that don't wait for even a majority of the team, does,
Right.
Especially her point probably is that they're not even following their own rules. But
Right.
that's also a FPHL within itself, though.
Right, but again, like I said, I think it was a stupid rule they brought in the
Yeah.
first place. I do.
That's
Especially the media.
Just like how they're doing the 3 media timeouts, I
Yep.
still think they should have to wait to do your media timeout. Like even in NHL, they wait for a media timeout if there's an icing, because the whole point of an icing, the team can't leave the ice. For that
Yeah.
committed the icing, you can't leave the ice. That you have to stay on. But if you do a media timeout, they got to break anyways.
Like that
They
one.
got to rest. So I think that the rule was stupid how they wrote it.
Like
A lot of the new rules that they brought in, I don't agree on. They're kind of too far.
right.
Producer, can you lower the main camera? Or is it camera E?
It's this one.
That was camera E.
Okay.
Yep.
Also, I think it's on the home opener weekend on that Saturday. Remember, one of the referees dropped the puck, just killed the time and went in overtime.
Yeah, they just had the guys at the bench and killed part of the clock to go into overtime.
That was considered their media timeout, wasn't it?
Yep.
Laura says, "What do you guys think about your suspensions on some of these?"
First, I actually want to ask Kevin, what did you think of these games this past weekend?
Yeah.
not very good.
And there's a lot of craziness, right?
Yeah. Benson.
The suspensions, my opinion, for what they got it for, I do agree. Both teams should get suspensions for what happened. That's what we were talking about too last night. Our guys got to quit retaliating and they got to stay out of the box. We know certain teams, again, are thorns in our side, and they try to get you to go further than what you should, and it happens.
Well,
Especially if refs aren't making calls that they should be making. But yeah, I agree on the suspensions. I'm sorry, my opinion, I do.
And that's. They, go ahead.
I don't like the way when, we end a penalty kill, they say all cats are back, because we are not the
All
board of
that.
cats.
I
Yeah.
can agree there. I
hate
agree.
that.
I do.
That's a PE guy.
Didn't I say that during one of the
They
games?
should change.
I'm like,
He literally made the last game that I went to.
The PE.
He made that comment. I'm like,
That might be a.
I see where you're coming from, but that's in McMorran. That's literally
Nothing to do with-
copyrighted.
That's
So that's the only
another
reason why they do it. Yeah.
PA guys,
You
maybe.
know, they
But-
should do. They should say all prowlers are
Well,
back.
they were doing that, and now
Yeah.
they're saying
I
all
think
cats
he's.
are back.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
the gentleman.
And that's the sad part though is that it's copyrighted, and a lot of the fans have been asking for that to come back.
Cats.
And that's, but no, I totally see where you guys are coming from
There you
because
go.
it irks me as well.
and I think they're going based on because part of the logo and our mascot
Yeah.
is a cat.
Okay, maybe.
And
But
um,
a lot of our fan base that's come back though are coming back from the Prowlers days, so I get it. It's all about nostalgia right now. But we need to go forward and make our own identity.
yes, having a different identity.
Yep.
Um,
Oh, Laura said they should have known about the Thunderbirds.
and agree, because
Yeah.
we always have trouble with Thunderbirds in this situation. I have noticed when you look at the stats, high penalties during Thunderbird games, really high penalties.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one thing that irked me too as well. The announcer when we were down in Carolina said that they have a bigger rivalry with Columbus than Port Huron. I was like, have you been around?
Yeah,
I see
exactly.
your comments on that too.
So it's gonna be a fun season. Our guys got to wake up and start. Like I said, stay out of that box. Stay out of the box.
Can I make another comment?
Yes, please.
Since that Larry came back, he's got.
Oh,
like,
Larry, yes,
points.
he's good.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's-
yes.
And that actually was like
It definitely
a
might.
blessing in disguise that we needed.
Yes.
Isn't
It might be a good thing for
You
the
know,
future. It might be a good
And
thing.
that's the thing.
Yeah, it was-
The guys got to get. Right now, it's been so hard for the guys to get chemistry going because how many of them get called up to the SPHL? We just lost 2 goalies again. You know, to the SPHL. You know, we lost
Will
Weber
Weber.
again. You know, so it does make it hard. You start to get the chemistry going, and then you have all new lines. You know, and that's on. And I'm going to say that's for all the teams. It's not just our team.
I mean, good for the players, but it's something that it's an inconsistency that's getting moved.
This year's been the worst though. You know, because SPHL seems like they're really short on players.
Yeah,
I mean, almost everybody's short on people.
that's even the ECHL.
That's what I mean.
hurting
Actually,
as
it
well.
trickles down because you know, they pull from each other.
Yeah,
You know, you know, you get called up, so now you got to get somebody from one of the other lower leagues
I
too.
mean, look at Ryan Marker. He's made several. Yeah, Joseph DeBetti just went to the that was SPHL Birmingham, right? Yeah, he went to Birmingham. But Ryan Marker just has been going back between FPHL and the ECHL.
Yes.
But good for him, but that's why Binghamton, the Black Bears, have been so inconsistent in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And as well as Delaware.
Yeah.
Because they've been hit hard in the ECHL department.
Yeah.
The worst. And it's good for them. That means they're producing good players.
Yep.
But that's why you've been seeing them hurt.
Oh yeah.
Hurting so bad in the standings.
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, and that goes for all the team in our league right now, because unfortunately there's only one place they can either go out of the league, not play no more if a team don't want them, or go up.
Right.
You know, because there's nowhere for them to drop down to.
Other than
You know,
juniors.
Well, yeah. And technically, I don't think any of these guys can play for juniors since they've been paid.
Yep.
I believe that last I knew that in juniors, the rule is if you play professional, you're not supposed to be able to go.
Most of them are aged out anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yes, you gotta go from the FPHL, the Southern Professional, to the Southern Professional, to the
Or go move to
ECHL.
Canada and play one of their leagues.
Yep.
and I think the only person that could is Larry.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
from Canada, isn't he?
I think he's from Europe.
Oh, Europe?
But I'll get that confirmed by the next when we come back.
When we come back, what league are we gonna be talking
We'll
about?
be starting our stats and stuff for the weeks. For the week.
Which God, that's
You want to say anything to the fans before we go to commercial break?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
any requests or anything?
They're taking the ladies. Think do they just have any takers from me for that? My mistletoe sin? What's your take on that, ladies?
Okay.
Do they,
Okay. He wants to know what your ladies out there think of him wearing a mistletoe on his hat.
So we'll get to those answers after the break. And with that, remember, go to MainStreetBloodwater.com for all your hockey needs, all your show needs. We have all your nerd stuff. And we are getting merchandise up soon here, brand new merchandise. And hopefully, with this, we'll see you in a renewed mood right after this commercial break.
Hit that.
Hey guys, it's Crystal from the Port Huron Prowlers. Back to you from behind the scenes. I'm with Mitz today, and Mitz and I are here to give you guys some examples of things the guys would like on the bus trip. Mitz, do you think the guys would like granola bars? What about fruit and vegetables? Okay, not vegetables, but how about fruit? Cases of water? What about some Powerade and Gatorade? Well, there you have it. Some true facts of what Mitz thinks our boys should have on the road trips. Thanks for watching and enjoy the show.
Well, not really. We got the beat. Oh, League Wrestling tomorrow, guys. If you're on wrestling. I can't believe I let myself get caught. That one was good.
Hey there, I'm Chris.
And I'm Kelly.
You might remember One Love Weekly used to be called One News Weekly. Well, that was season 1, and now we're coming into season 2. We've changed up the format, and we're bringing the news to you in a more personal issue. We're gonna give you more real-life situations to react to these news stories, and how you can love thy neighbor more. And I'm excited to bring on my co-host and correspondent, Kelly.
That's me. Hey, wherever you're listening to, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever platform suits your fancy, just make sure that you give us a subscribe and a follow and a share and whatever else you want to do. Make sure that you tell your friends about us.
And I hope you enjoy for the future episodes.
Hey, this is James Woolman here from Great Lakes Gaming. Are you looking for an excuse to get out of the house? Well, if so, we're your excuse. We have Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering games all week long. We run leagues, and we're also open 7 days a week. Every Thursday, we are running disc golf leagues at Highland Woods Middle School from 5 to 7, all through the spring and summer. Recently, we have become part of the WPN network of Wizards of the Coast. We're going to be starting trivia on Tuesdays, and we run a Super Smash tournament the first Saturday of every month. So that should be plenty of reasons for you to get out of the house.
And one other quick question for you. Who's your favorite Red Wing player?
Steve Eisman.
Steve Eisenman? I have to say Gordie Howe for me.
Oh,
He has an interesting story about that one.
Yeah, Gordie Howe is my great uncle.
oh.
So
Mine is Sergei Fedorov.
I actually have a Gordie Howe jersey finally. So
I'm glad you finally got that one too.
yeah.
With that though, it's to start off this week for the FPHL. The Danbury and Watertown played on Wednesday, which is really weird because we never get Wednesday games for any team.
Yep.
Yeah. We've had a few in the past, but
Yeah.
not very
Not
many.
this year yet.
And I'll even say for our season, when we had Wednesday night games, we're lucky to get 200-300 people in the
Right.
seats. You know, I was shocked to see that we had 750 or something like that, 725 for Thursday night. You know, because during the week, you know, it's so many people work and it does make it harder.
765 that Thursday night. My one friend texted me.
But Danbury ended up beating Watertown 4-1 that night. Sorry, Andreas, but and then we got the Port Huron Carolina games the next 2 nights. 6-1 Prowlers, 6-5 Carolina. We all know about what happened there.
Yeah.
Craziness hit the fan. And this is where things get interesting because Delaware made a comeback on Friday night against Watertown, which is 7-4 loss for them. So that for them to have that much of a comeback is amazing for them. I know I've been saying it all season long, but even though they've been hit hard for the ECHL boards, they're going to make something work for them soon. Because they don't want to be Battle Creek. They have that back in their minds right now. Mm-hmm. They don't want to be in the next Battle Creek Rumblebees. So, the next game on Friday, though, Columbus took it to Binghamton 7-5, and then Carolina 5-3 against us. 6-3 Watertown against Delaware on Saturday. And I just want to open this up really quick. Columbus against Binghamton on Saturday night. I don't know if anybody here actually paid attention to that game right there.
No.
I did.
10-3.
Holy cow.
It was a 5-1 after the first period. You wouldn't tell that they got that many goals based off the shots because it was only 37 shots to 34 in favor of Columbus. So to have a 10-3 loss for a team like Binghamton, it's something to talk about. So let's break it down. You have someone. I want to see who was in goal for them first. Originally, Harley White was in net for them, starting the first period. He didn't even get out of the first period. He let in 5 goals off of 10 shots, 15 shots. So he only stopped 66% of his shots that he faced. So something really must have went wrong for him to get that many goals let in. You have to think though, they were just hit on the ACHL boards, like I've been saying. Mm-hmm. So the defensemen got to step up. They got to make something known that they're there.
Yeah.
So because you don't want to, as much as you want to keep on going hard, you do not want to win by that much. You don't want to win that easily.
No.
Because as much as you like winning by that much, you also want to have the competition as well.
Mm-hmm. But you also got to look at in our league, points mean a lot, especially if you're in a position where you end up tying a team. It comes down to the point differential and, not just win percentage.
Right.
So if you got a higher point than the other team, you get the position. So sometimes having that nice 1 or 2 games that are that high come in favor later.
Right. And that's just, but still, as a fan though, you don't want to see those games where they're blown out.
No.
Well, they're not fun for anybody.
No. Don't believe me, I remember that the first year of the Falcons.
You stuck with them, but
I stuck with them. I was at every game and sat there even though we were blown out almost every game.
I was with you guys.
But with that though, the refreshed standings are Watertown in first with a 11-3, Danbury with a record of 10-3-1, Columbus makes the jump to third with a record of 7-5-2, and then rounding out the top four is Carolina is 7-6-1, and then fifth place is Binghamton 7-7, with Port Huron in sixth with a record of 6-7-1, and then Delaware is sitting in last with a record of 0-11-1. So moving forward, it's essentially a battle for third to sixth right now. So how much do you think that's going to change by the end of the year?
That's hard to say.
It's really hard to say this season.
Yeah.
Because like I said earlier, you know, as teams try to get the chemistry going, things change really quick right now. Really quick. And I'll keep saying, you need to stay out of that box.
Yep.
If you're in the box, majority of the game, things are going to go wrong. You know.
I have noticed a theme though this year. Most
Huh.
of the players that get called up are either defense or goaltending.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
Yep. And that's like I said. Even he just said that's where, unfortunately, when your new defense come in, they really need to step up. They need to, you know, play.
Get going.
So that does fixate on the problem of scoring too. And not saying that the offense that these teams have are bad and only score when the worst defensemen come in. Plus the fact that they need to be shut down no matter what.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, as much as I hate saying it, Dalton J has a way to find a way around anybody. So even he needs to be shut down by these teams that have hopes of getting in the playoffs.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
He's right now. Is he the top shorthanded goals
Let me see.
player
Better not lean on that table.
or in breakaways? I mean, and shorthanded or whatever.
I believe shorthanded, yes, but not top goal scorer this year.
So,
For this.
I'm not saying scoring. I'm just saying because he gets a lot of breakaways.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm on load up.
Actually, it is Nikita Ovechkin from Binghamton and then Austin Federley in second.
For
For
Really?
shorthanded.
For sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's weird because I don't think this is right. Because it says Nikita has 2 and then Austin has 1.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's right.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, because I know Jay's got a couple.
Breakaways, yes, but
I mean, even shorthanded, I thought he had a couple.
Right.
But I may be mistaken. But I know he's one of the top breakaways. He's got some speed, that's for sure.
do you look at his breakaways or
That's what I'm about to.
Wow, there's a lot of Watertown players on here. Shootouts, most shootouts from Watertown.
Yeah, but you know,
Oh, that's goalie.
we don't talk about shootouts, so.
You don't cuss like that, dude.
You
Save
know.
percentage.
You know, we say shootouts, and that other word OT is bad words.
Justin McDonald plus 25 for plus minutes.
All right.
But yeah, it doesn't come up though with that. So it's unfortunately we don't know for sure.
Right.
But he does have 9 goals on the season for so far right now,
Yeah.
and we all know that he can make a break for it.
Well, even the announcers from the other arenas are always talking about him, especially when he starts to break away
And half the time you don't even know what's happening until he scored the goal.
right. You know.
I'm looking at the
Thinking
leaderboard.
that did they just make my comment?
Don J is number 4.
And we appreciate that, Laura, that you know, supporter of us, our prowlers. You know, good bunch of guys. So.
But there is something that I want to move on to though, the SPHL. And there's big news that is out of the SPHL right now. Vermilion County, formerly Danville Dashers, have
the
won
most.
2 games.
They won 2 games
They
finally.
have won 2 games.
Good.
Yeah, those 2 games, they're at the most attendance in the league too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly, but
So,
Well, again, it comes down to, it's not sad. It's that the
Yeah.
fans love their team. They love hockey. You
Yeah.
know, so they're filling the seats. You know, and that's the same thing. Like I said earlier with the Falcons. Even though we played horrible, we won 6 games all season. I was at every game.
Yeah.
You know,
So that's something that they're filling the seats
right?
for that type of play.
I think two
Yeah.
nights of them were sold out, weren't they?
Yeah. And if you remember, Kevin, Justin Portillo is up with them right now. So it's I don't know how you feel about him, but he's I know he's a nice fighter for us.
Enforcer.
And
He's a nice enforcer.
What?
a nice enforcer and a nice goal scorer for us. So he's up with that with the Bobcats right now.
Yeah, I like Justin.
Yeah, and it's
To the home.
he was on a show with us a couple years ago,
Yep.
and he was really nice, really amazing,
Yep.
and he was late. I believe he was the one that was late.
A few minutes late. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 4 minutes late or
But he was
something.
coming right from practice. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like the most apologetic person ever.
Yep.
And it's nice when you have that
He
kind
was
of
gonna
humble.
leave
Yeah.
a few minutes early, but lost track of time.
Yeah. And so to have the players like that, they're amazing for the community. So
Yes. Yes, and that's one of the things we're working on again, trying to get players on the show to talk to the fans and give their input too.
Kevin and I had lunch with Alex and Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Back in September. And
Oh, Alex.
Alex was real excited. He told me, he said, I got a Michigan driver's license.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then he told me that he bought a house here.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
He's committed to this area.
Yeah, he's one of the ones me and my son were talking about. We don't see him really going anywhere. And he's one of the ones we were talking about, but there's a few other, like, we know Graham ain't going nowhere, you know, right,
Him.
right
Like
now.
that
We
one
know,
player.
yeah, they, you know,
Milton Jay's, I
Um,
think he's already got his.
That one player I did DoorDash to.
yeah,
He's staying.
we think our top goalie is staying too,
Yeah.
Simons. You know,
For Alex to actually buy a house here, that's really committed.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
he just-
yeah,
He said he loves this area.
no.
that's good.
and it's amazing when you get a player like that.
I've known a lot of players over the years that love Port Huron and they come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were the one time we do silver sticks all like too, me and my son, and one of the players he couldn't wait to get to Port Huron. He said because he wanted those McMorrin French fries.
That was when we had the Falcons.
Yeah.
He was here for Silver.
Yeah, he
Sticks.
was here before for silver sticks, and he was playing in juniors when he came back, and I had to get my McMorrin French fries.
He was benched that night, but he came
So
anyway.
yeah, but it was
Their
funny.
fries are good.
And it's funny too because we even have the NHL players come in and say the same exact stuff.
Yeah.
And
We get a lot of them coaching now for silver sticks, and they love it here. They said, you know,
Chris Draper, he's
Yep.
the most vocal person of that whole forte. Is
My favorite goalie coaches now.
and
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Chris Osgood.
No, Doofus.
Oh,
What a name to get stuck with.
yeah, that one was a fun one to chant. That was fun to chant.
Answer me.
I feel bad for him. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a name to get stuck with.
Except for
Val.
my hat.
My backup might make some appearance here and there at Silver Sticks.
Yeah.
Mm.
But with that though, I do want to get into the standings though. Huntsville finally lost as well, so they
Wow.
they finally lost.
Who did they end up
After
losing
how many
to?
games?
I am not sure, but they ended up going 16-1-1 up until this point. So that's something to really talk about. Is they finally losing because up to this point through 18 games, Quad City and Huntsville has both scored 72 goals through 18 and 20 games. And then Knoxville scored 70 themselves. So the top three teams have scored well over 210 goals.
Yeah.
So the top three teams are running away with the league right now
Right.
for the SPHL. So Huntsville 16-1-1 in the going for first with 33 points, and then Quad City Storm is 14-2-2. God, that's
He got it right this time.
Yeah, he didn't call on the Mallards this time, did he?
No.
Flames.
Mallard Flames?
No, Quad City Mallards. He called them last time.
But yeah, I believe I almost called them the Flames at one time too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because that was the AHL team that they had.
Yep.
And then that's the Nashville Ice Bears 13-3-0-2 in third. In fourth, Fayetteville Marksmen 11-6. And fifth is the Evansville Thunderbolts at 11-7. Pensacola Ice Flyers have stolen a lot from us, a lot of players. They're sitting in sixth with 10-6-2. And I believe David Nippert has stolen it with them as
Yeah,
well.
he is.
Yep.
So that's good for him.
Isn't Dalton Young still with him too?
I believe so, yeah. And then seventh, Peoria 7-3-1-3. Roanoke is 6-5-2-3. Birmingham in ninth with a record of 13-4. And then in 10th is the Macon Mayhem 3-14-0-1. I'll come back around to that one in just 1 second. In the 11th is Vermilion County, finally getting their first two wins, going 2-12-1 since the start of the season.
Way to go to them.
The Macon Mayhem have been getting a lot of scrutiny lately. And I want to make the record straight. We don't condone rumors that will hurt the team. Because ever since the relocation or the dormancy rumors have come out, their attendance has plummeted.
Yeah.
In the last few games, it's been reported by a certain group that their attendance has been well under 900 the last few games. And it's all because of these rumors. These fans are getting scared that they're going to lose their team. And we do not want a team to lose their... we don't want a city to lose their team like this.
No.
So, please, if anybody from Macon is watching this show tonight, please.
Enjoy your hockey.
Yeah.
Really enjoy it. Believe me, we've been through a lot of teams here, and and I've gone to each new team and try and help build it up, and
Plus, they're
enjoy the hockey, love hockey,
And it's just, we know the heartbreak of losing a team. We've just been lucky to get the new teams. So we can't guarantee that you're going to get a new team. But please, support the team while you have it. We've been fortunate to have our Prowlers right now for 7 seasons.
Yeah.
And so
this is the longest other than the original flags,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
believe.
Yep.
they passed the Border Cats
Yep.
we're entering 6th season right now, aren't we?
So,
7th.
7th. The Mannequin Mayhem has been around in the Southern Professional Hockey League since 2010.
But, so you don't want to lose that history
no.
at all.
They play
Yeah.
at the Mannequin
So-
Coliseum.
As much as I want to see them in the FPHL, they're really deserving of the SPHL. Yeah, I'm giving that. With that, we are about to go on our commercial break. But remember to go to MainStreetBlueWater.com to see all other episodes. And we will see you right after this commercial break.
Hey guys, it's Crystal from the Port Huron Prowlers. Back to you from behind the scenes. I'm with Mitz today, and Mitz and I are here to give you guys some examples of things the guys would like on the bus trip. Mitz, do you think the guys would like granola bars? What about fruit and vegetables? Okay, not vegetables, but how about fruit? Cases of water? What about some Powerade and Gatorade? Well, there you have it. Some true facts of what Mitts thinks our boys should have on the road trips. Thanks for watching and enjoy the show.
Well, not really. I got the beat. Oh, Elite Wrestling tomorrow, guys. If you're on wrestling. I can't believe I let myself get caught. That one was good.
Hey there, I'm Chris.
And I'm Kelly.
You might remember One Love Weekly used to be called One News Weekly. Well, that was season 1, and now we're coming into season 2. We've changed up the format, and we're bringing the news to you in a more personal issue. We're going to give you more real-life situations to react to these news stories, and how you can love thy neighbor more. And I'm excited to bring on my co-host and correspondent, Kelly.
That's me. Hey, wherever you're listening to, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever platform suits your fancy, just make sure that you give us a subscribe and a follow and a share and whatever else you want to do. Make sure that you tell your friends about us.
And I hope you enjoy for the future episodes.
Hey, this is James Woolman here from Great Lakes Gaming. Are you looking for an excuse to get out of the house? Well, if so, we're your excuse. We have Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering games all week long. We run leagues, and we're also open 7 days a week. Every Thursday, we are running disc golf leagues at Hollywood Middle School from 5 to 7, all through the spring and summer. Recently, we have become part of the WPN network of Wizards of the Coast. We're going to be starting trivia on Tuesdays, and we run a Super Smash tournament the first Saturday of every month. So that should be plenty of reasons for you to get out of the house.
And welcome back.
So, with that being said, though, Laura, I know you don't like the Thunderbirds, but they do give us quite a good rivalry.
I hear that a lot of the teams, other fans, that's one of the biggest ones they don't like is the Thunderbirds.
Right. I mean, I get it because they cause havoc.
Yeah. Well, some of their fans are pretty cool, though. Some of
Yeah.
their fans. We've had them come to Port Huron and actually come sit with us and visit. And, one of our buddies, we call him a trader, when the Carolina fans would come, and he'd go sit with them and, and have fun with them. And
I mean, it's funny, though, because it's, they came for Josh Pietriano, who now plays for Columbus.
yeah.
And that's a sad situation because his family actually lives in Canada.
Yep.
So it's that. What do you think?
And if any of you guys are watching the shows later on, we'd love to have you come back to Port Huron and visit us again.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Especially since the Columbus is going to be coming up here a lot more.
Yep.
So, With that being said, though, going into the ECHL though, the Savannah Ghost Pirates. We've talked a little bit about them on previous episodes, but this team has not officially entered the ECHL yet. But they are the most talked about team. They are gaining traction not just within the state of Georgia, but also within a North American base as well as a worldwide base. And I see this team essentially getting off the ground and actually surviving longer than their Jacksonville counterpart down in Florida or the Atlanta Gladiators. And this team has sold, if I remember correctly, a record-breaking ECHL season tickets within the first day. Mm-hmm. So they were essentially ECHL Seattle. But when you have a team that has a good name like the Ghost Pirates, though, and their logo is just quirky enough to get out to all aspects of fans, not just hockey. That's something they're doing something right when they have all these fans supporting this team that don't know nothing about hockey. Mm-hmm. So I want to give the ownership down in Savannah a good round of applause for that one. When they're grabbing fans when they haven't even played a single game yet. So I don't know if what you guys think about that team, about their logo, but honestly,
I think the logo is pretty cool, honestly.
Yes, it is.
Very original.
Have you seen the logo yet, Kevin?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me bring that up really quick.
That's pretty neat there.
Yeah.
There's the octopus. It looks like an octopus.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting
Logo for
logo right there.
the hockey team there.
I like the name.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it gets at my heartstrings up because y'all know I'm a paranormal investigator. So
Yeah.
But with that though, this is also the league where we got the Swamp Rabbits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite team. The ECHL.
Have you even seen a game yet?
Actually, yeah, I did.
I was watching the other night for a little bit.
Monday night.
Yeah.
Yep, I was watching that before I went to bed. I believe they won actually too.
Oh, and this is one you actually get a good, great fans out of it when you actually hear a sweet name and you actually start following them.
Yep. I'm not from that area either.
So things have started settling down for the Growlers, the Newfoundland Growlers, I believe, because the ownership, back early in the season, they were kicked out of their arena, but the team is finally settling back in because the ownership sued the city, and I believe they won because the city falsified documents against them, and they were just like. It was a whole new Elmira story, essentially.
Yeah.
You have to go to the bathroom? Or...
I've been thinking of ladies about venue to wear the Allen hat.
All right. So it looks like they're finally back in the arena then?
not just yet, but things are going that way, though.
Good, good. Because again, we don't want to see a team having to float
Right.
around either. We've seen that here too,
Right.
and it's not fun.
Yep.
We've been to Elmira,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah? How is it?
playoff game, Jackals,
Oh yeah.
Elmira Jackals, and, everybody came up to us and thanked us for coming to their arena. All these people were coming up to us. And then you go to a game in Fort Wayne.
Oh.
Nasty to you.
Yep, you're not welcome there. You're not welcome there.
You're gonna get most arena fans like that. Greet you there, not.
I had a similar issue with Flint. Most of the fans were really friendly. I'd say the majority of them.
What are you doing?
But one actually got in my kid's face
What are you
and
doing?
said Port Huron sucks. And
I'm gonna get you.
well, my kid was young at the time, so it made him cry. You know, somebody getting in his face and yelling at him. And I went to say something, and they're actually their own fans grabbed the guy and pushed him up against the wall and said, "You don't talk to a kid like that." And they told me we'll deal with him. So I was like,
We've never had a good experience at Flint.
I never had.
Yeah.
I never had either.
We've been in fights.
right.
Even my
Yeah.
mother was in a fight with someone.
I know.
My mother had to be in her
I'm Flint.
80s by then.
Yeah.
Really.
I think part of my thing though is
Because I
being,
had to play a, play a wheat.
I knew a lot of the Flint fans already because doing the Chuck a Puck and 50-50, even when they came here, they'd buy them, and so I knew a lot of the fans already before we went there. So, you know, I had a group that I was able to sit near that already knew me, you know, knew what kind of person I was, and you know, didn't have an issue. But you know, I guess when you work for the team or help with the team, some things can possibly be a little bit different for you. Because I heard the same stories from other people, so they didn't have that experience there. The fans were disrespectful and rude and mean, and
I never had that.
but yeah, like I said, I had a pretty good experience when we went. So,
Well, yeah, it's even worse so when we went into the Fighting Falcons age, though.
yeah.
Because I went,
Michigan Warriors.
yeah. Because,
Me and my dad had no problem with Michigan.
That's the
Warriors fans.
yeah, that's the one we went to. The fans, and only one was giving us an issue.
That was when
But-
we had the Ice Hawks and the Generals.
Yeah, Ice Hawks and Generals.
That was when.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
but with the Warriors, I went there with a friend when the Fighting Falcons were in Flint. And it's, their fans were literally trying to jump the bench to try to beat the Fighting Falcons up.
Oh,
The
Kelly.
only thing I did
Yeah.
find really unique when I went to the Flint game is the hamburgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
Kelly
were-
ask you a question.
You know, because the hamburgers were on a hot dog bun because they said one night they ran out of buns, so they started rolling the hamburgers instead and putting them in hot dog buns. And after that, they decided to just do it permanently. That way, you only got to order one item. You know,
Right.
one type of bread.
You gotta
They
grab
do
the
taste the
bill.
same.
Yeah, it's no difference. It's just
what is it, Mr.
is that your new nickname? Pee Wee?
Pee Wee?
Please.
Please? Please?
It's actually hidden up in my room, so I don't know what their take is. Do you have any ladies answer you about?
Anyway,
No, nobody's said anything yet.
It's in my room now. It's like, you know, it's in the ball, and you
Yeah.
hit it, Mr. Torn, and they come in and,
Yeah. I get to do that either tonight or tomorrow night. I get to put up my Christmas tree still.
I got all that done.
But I love my Christmas tree. It takes maybe 15 minutes to put it together. You know, I got one of those 3 pieces where you just stack it and then plug it in and it's already lit.
You hope.
and that,
Yeah. When I put it away, it works. Well, yeah.
One year we
Usually
had a
does.
tree where, you know, the pre-lit trees.
oh yeah, the tree at the arena.
And one year we put it up in the middle section,
Yeah.
didn't light up.
Really?
And when it's a pre-lit tree, that's, you know,
that's kind of important.
so
That-
what
that-
we
that
did was
stand
just
now.
took a string and put with
Yeah.
it.
I actually talked to the spirit about
Yeah.
that.
My grandmother, I used to put her tree up for every year, and as my back got worse, it got harder and harder to put it together. So, and she had one we had to put all the different branches on, and so finally I started putting it together, and then just picking the sucker up and shoving it in the box at the end of the year. So all the lights were still on. The only thing we took off was the ornaments and garland. That way, all I had to do is adjust it, take it out of the box, and readjust it. And she's like, "That's an idea."
Yeah, I remember the trees
How about the
where you
spirit?
had to
Did you
put
see the
each
countdown?
individual branch in.
My parents still have that.
Did you see the spirits?
Yep.
Yeah, my
And
parents
that's
still
what I'm
have
talking
that.
about.
They still do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
my
what I'm
mom-
talking about. I just finally got to the point where I would just pick the sucker up and stick it back in the
Yeah.
box.
I
And,
actually talked to
Yeah, my
ladies about
parents
that
still
on
have
Facebook.
that kind of tree
I had to
too.
talk to the spirit on Facebook.
but so what's the standings though for this group ECHL?
For the ECHL, the Growlers are still on top of the North Division with a record of 15-5-1. With the Trio Rivers Lions in second with a 12-8 record. Adirondack Thunder 10-8-1 in third.
I should talk to the spirit on Facebook.
Reading Royal in fourth with a record of 8-6-4-1. The Maine Mariners in fifth with a record of 7-9-3-1.
You see the countdown on the.
And
Right.
Worcester Railers are in sixth with a record of 8-10-0-1.
Okay.
In the South, I'm sorry, your Swamp Rabbits are in first.
Yeah.
They're not in first.
But the Florida Everglades are in first with a record of 11-6-2-3.
They were
Jacksonville
in-
Icemen record of 12-8-1-1 in second. Orlando in third with a record of 11-10-1. So Florida's dominating the South right now.
Yeah.
Atlanta in fourth with a record of 10-9-2-0. Fifth in Norfolk. Admirals with a record of 10-11-0-1. And sixth, the Rob's team, Greenville Swamp Rabbits. I'm sorry, that name makes me laugh every time.
That's why I like them.
But the Swamp Rabbits, though, is a 9-9-1-1. And then bringing up the rear at seventh is the South Carolina Stingrays with a record of 9-9-2. In Central Division, though, in first is Toledo Walleye with a record of 13-6-1. Fort Wayne Comets.
Grab a pillow.
In second with a record of 12-6-2. In third, Cincinnati Cyclones with a record of 12-10. The Wheeling Nailers with a record of 11-8-1. In fifth, the Kalamazoo K-Wings with a record of 11-8. I need to stop calling them the K-Wings because that's just their nickname for the UHL days. In sixth, the Iowa Heartlanders, 7-12-2-1.
The Comets.
The seventh, hi Distractor. And the seventh is Andy Fuel with a record of 6-11-2-1. The Mountain Division is Idaho Steelheads in first with a record of 14-7-0-1. The Utah Grizzlies 13-8-1. The second, Tulsa Oilers 11-7-0-1. In third, Rapid City Rush with a record of 10-10-1-2. And then in fifth is the Wichita Thunder with a record of 10-9-1. In sixth is the Allen Americans with a record of 8-8-3. And bringing up the rear is the Kansas City Mavericks in seventh with a record of 8-12-1.
Okay, and that should bring us to AHL.
Yep.
The final one.
Hey, Joe.
There's only one team in it that makes a difference.
I'm sorry?
So there's only one team that matters in that league, but they're not doing the greatest either.
Dang it.
No.
My little surprise should be here pretty soon.
Yeah, you said the new year though. It's on the back order. You said
Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't know what we're talking about.
That one person.
No, he's got something on order he wants to wear on the show,
Oh, okay.
but we're not telling you until it gets here.
Well, shit. Sorry, I gotta.
Boo.
No, he had to beep out what he just said.
So, in the standings for the AHL, Hartford Wolfpack is first in the Atlantic Division, 12-4-2-1. Springfield Thunderbirds in second with a record of 14-6-2. Providence Bruins in third with a record of 10-6-3-1. The Hershey Bears in fourth with a record of 9-7-2-1. And then in fifth is the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins with a record of 9-8-1-2. In sixth is the Charlotte Checkers with a record of 11-10-2. And then in seventh, Binghamton Islanders 8-13-1-2. Wow. And then 8th is the Lee Valley Phantoms with a record of 5-11-4-1. And then North Division in first, Utica Comets has finally lost as well.
Wow.
17-1-2 finally. So these teams are starting to fall.
Well, we said that you're not going to stay up. I'm not saying they're going to not stay in first or they're in their area, but we said it right out that you can only go so long. You know, there has been teams in the past for other leagues that have gone all season, but it's not something you normally see.
Right.
It's very uncommon.
Especially when you get up into a league like that.
Yeah,
UCHL.
exactly.
In second, though, the Rochester Americans with a record of 13-6. The Toronto Marlies in third with a record of 10-8-1-1.
Americans.
And fourth is Cleveland Monsters with a record of 10-2-3. And fifth is the Laval Rocket with a record of 11-10-2. And sixth is the Bellevue Senators with a record of 11-11. And then in seventh is the Syracuse Crunch with a record of 7-10-2-1. And then in the Central Division, Chicago Wolves are in first with a record of 17-4-1-1. And second is the Manitoba Moose with a record of 15-7-1. The Rockford Ice Hogs in third with a record of 10-9-1-1. Fourth is the Iowa Wild with a record of 9-9-2-1. And fifth is the Grand Rapids Griffins with a record of 9-10-2-1. And sixth is the Milwaukee Admirals with a record of 9-12-1. And then seventh is the Texas Stars with a record of 7-10-3-1. And then the Pacific, Stockton Heat are in first with a record of 15-2-2-1. Ontario Reign is 13-5-0-1 in second. The Henderson Silver Knights are in third with a record of 9-7-1-1. Colorado Eagles in fourth with a record of 10-8-1-2. And then in fifth is the Tuscan Roadrunners with a record of 9-8-1-0. And in sixth is the San Diego Gulls with a record of 9-9-1. In seventh is the Botsford Canucks with a record of 8-8-2-1. And eighth is the Bakersfield Condors with a record of 6-8-1-2. And then in ninth is the San Jose Barracuda with a record of 7-11-1.
Ooh, I like that name.
Barracuda.
There's another thing on this show I said I wanted to address that about the teddy bear tosses that a lot of the teams do. I've seen comments on some of them, you know, and I'm glad that some of them break records and all that. But to me, it's not something that arenas try to outdo each other. It's the thought that counts. It's to help different programs. I found some very disappointing, you know, posts addressing saying, well, that's not that many, you know, we do better than that. It's not who does better. It's to help the programs in your area. The teddy bears go to help children
In the hospital.
you know, in hospitals or the fire department gives them to kids, police department give them to kids.
So that's another thing you used to do.
You know, it's not the amount of teddy bears. It's the thought, you know, that people care to take their time and help.
Exactly. With that being said, though, is there any final comments that you have, Kevin, for tonight?
What's your prediction for the rest of the week for the team? Huh?
Well, we did those last night, unfortunately, because Monday nights is our Prowler show.
Oh.
But unfortunately, we don't get to start it till late. That's why we didn't have you last night, because his work schedule. Plus, us we're going live immediately almost as soon as he gets here.
Grimace says, just an FYI, the Silicon the Witch San Diego Gills Teddy Bear Toss is this Saturday.
Okay.
Hey, Michael, let us know how many teddy bears were thrown that night.
Yeah.
I talked about that too. Our producer brought up something. Columbus tossed 1,270, I believe, right?
37.
Yeah, so either way, it was over 1,200.
And again, it goes to a good cause, and I'm glad. I just wish people would, you know, look at it in that sense too, instead of saying that ain't that many, that ain't that ain't good or whatever. Yes, it is good. I don't care if you only threw out a couple hundred. If it's being donated to help children and in time of need or whatever, it's a great program.
Exactly. And
He said, I'll let you guys know.
So,
right.
other than that, let's go Prowlers.
So Prowlers, see you guys next week.
Yep, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye, folks.
Bye.
Hey guys, it's Crystal from the Port Huron Prowlers. Back to you from behind the scenes. I'm with Mitz today, and Mitz and I are here to give you guys some examples of things the guys would like on the bus trip. Mitz, do you think the guys would like granola bars? What about fruit and vegetables? Okay, not vegetables, but how about fruit? Cases of water? What about some Powerade and Gatorade? Well, there you have it. Some true facts of what Mitz thinks our boys should have on the road trips. Thanks for watching and enjoy the show.
Well, not really. I got the beat. Oh, Elite Wrestling tomorrow, guys. If you're on wrestling. Hey. I can't believe I let myself get caught. I thought that one was good.
Hey there, I'm Chris.
And I'm Kelly.
You might remember One Love Weekly used to be called One News Weekly. Well, that was season 1, and now we're coming into season 2. We've changed up the format, and we're bringing the news to you in a more personable issue. We're gonna give you more real-life situations to react to these news stories, and how you can love thy neighbor more. And I'm excited to bring on my co-host and correspondent, Kelly.
That's me. Hey, wherever you're listening to, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever platform suits your fancy, just make sure that you give us a subscribe and a follow and a share and whatever else you want to do. Make sure that you tell your friends about us.
And I hope you enjoy for the future episodes.
Hey, this is James Woolman here from Great Lakes Gaming. Are you looking for an excuse to get out of the house? Well, if so, we're your excuse. We have Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering games all week long. We run leagues, and we're also open 7 days a week. Every Thursday, we are running disc golf leagues at Highland Woods Middle School from 5 to 7, all through the spring and summer. Recently, we have become part of the WPN network of Wizards of the Coast. We're going to be starting trivia on Tuesdays, and we run a Super Smash tournament the first Saturday of every month. So that should be plenty of reasons for you to get out of the house